What's up guys, Rob here and welcome back to the new series on the channel. Today we have the Champions League group stage draw, which is a vital part of our season, with our goal being to win the Champions League with RB Leipzig. We obviously drew them as our first team last episode and we've made a bit of a start. We'll go through that in a little while, but first we're going to go through the draw. We're going to let the draw play out, automatic draw, and let's see who we get. We are a third seed, so we're going to be in a difficult group. Saying how Sporting Lisbon are a first seed. Let's see what we end up with. This is pot one being drawn first. Chelsea, big games there. Some surprising first seeds this year, but let's see what we end up with. PSG and Inter, that is a tough group. Oh wow, the second seeds. Bit more difficult than the first seeds, I think, to be honest. Chelsea and Juventus in the same group. Liverpool and Lille, probably the best option so far. Maybe Villarreal and Dortmund, actually. Man City and Barca in the same group. Right, this is our section. Which... I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel. Man United... real life, terrible. Don't get me wrong, terrible. Football Manager, a little bit better. They've got Ronaldo. Who else are we going to have? Dynamo Kiev. So we should at least beat Dynamo Kiev. So our group, we are in Group D, Man United, Atletico Madrid, ourselves and Dynamo Kiev. Really don't know how to feel about that. Right, we'll go forward and then we're going to have a look at what we've been up to so far. Only a couple of games into the season, a little bit of transfer business happened, but we'll run through that in just a second. So if we take a look at our schedule so far, pre-season we played some pretty poor teams, won everything apart from a game against Hamburg. Everyone got some minutes, doesn't really mean a huge amount. We then played our first game in the DFB Pokal, which is like the German FA Cup kind of idea. We won that comfortably. They were a non-league side. We won 2-0. Fairly comfortable. Into the next round, we've actually drawn Werder Bremen in the next round. They've actually been relegated to Bundesliga 2, so it should be fairly comfortable again. We then had two league games. We beat Mainz 1-0 away, first game of the season. Andre Silva with the goal. And in second game of the season, we beat Stuttgart at home. And I have no idea how to pronounce his first name, but Mariba is scoring goals for us. He's only 18 years old. We highlighted him as a potential star in the preview episode, and he is proving to be just that. He's been playing at advanced playmaker. We'll have a look at the tactics in a minute. But he's been playing there, and he has scored goals so far. He scored 3 goals in 3 competitive games, and he is playing very, very well. Only 18 years old. So much potential. Looking at all his stats, it's just such a good player. But he's been scoring. Andre Silva also scored in that game. We've got a couple of tactics we've been using. This is the one we used in the most recent game. As you can see, Mariba playing at advanced playmaker. We've got the fullbacks overlapping down either wing. Simakan, who I'd never heard of before, he's only 21 years old. He looks like a very, very solid defender. His best role is a wide centre-back. We might have to have a play around with that. Obviously new to Football Manager this year, the wide centre-back roles. So we may have a look at a 3-back at some point, because I know Mukiele is also just as good at wide centre-back. So if we can keep hold of him, and Real Madrid have actually stopped being interested in him now, so we should be able to keep him for the season, hopefully. Elsewhere, we've got Dani Olmo has literally just come back from his holiday, so he's now back involved. Guardiol, he's been out injured as well. He was going to be my first choice centre-back actually, but he's been out injured for 2 or 3 weeks, got injured in pre-season, but he's now coming back to fitness. He's 5-6 days away. So that's good news on that front. Transfer-wise, we've made one signing in so far, and that is a new goalkeeper. No idea how to say the first name, but Sakir. He's just an all-round solid goalkeeper, really. We brought him in on loan initially with an agreement for an £11 million transfer, potentially. I think it's an optional fee, so at the moment we'll most likely take it up. It's just a good way to get a cheaper deal in the future. He's only 25 years old, so he's got years ahead of him, and he's just a well-rounded goalkeeper, really. In terms of goalkeepers that we actually had at the club, we've got Gulashi, who's getting on a bit at 31. this guy, he whinged as soon as we bought a new player, but he's 35 and not very good, to be honest. He's just there to fill out the spot and be the backup if needed. And we're currently trying to loan out Martinez, just try and get him some game time, really. He's only 23, so he could still develop a lot, so I don't want to sell him, but we are going to loan him out, see what happens with him. One rule that we didn't mention in the preview that we are going to stick to in this series is we aren't actually going to sign any players from our feeder clubs. So we can send players out on loan to them, but obviously if we signed all the players from Red Bull Salzburg, and then when we go and play with them in the next section of the series, we'll already have used all the players. So we're going to keep it that we can loan players out, but we can't actually sign players from our Red Bull associates. So it's literally just that's the only main rule we have, is you cannot sign from our Red Bull teams. But we've actually got a guy, he's been on trial. I've offered him a contract. Julian Carranza, he was a free agent, and we just brought him in on trial just to see what he was like. He's a really well-rounded striker, to be honest. Only 21 years old. Little bit of potential to improve. It suggests that he could get up to 5-star, but that's very, very unlikely. But either way, he's going to be a good backup for Andre Silva. Hopefully score some goals for us this season. But in terms of where we're at, in terms of the table and things, we are currently sitting in 5th place in the league. It's okay, there's only 2 games gone. The big games, we've got Bayern Munich at home on the 11th of September in 2 games' time. So what we're going to do is we are going to go away, play a couple of games, get to the Bayern Munich game, and we'll have a roundup of where we're sitting at that point. Here we are then. We have just been involved in an unbelievable game against Bayern Munich. As you can see in the top left corner, we came away with 3 points. We've got the highlights for the goals to show you. We started off 3rd minute of the game. Andre Silva, what a player he is starting off this season being. Haidara trying to play the ball through to him. Picks it back up again. Squares it across the box. Andre Silva. Bottom corner, 1-0 up, 2 minutes 20 into the game. Unbelievable start. Fairly quiet game from then, to be honest. Couple of yellow cards, as you can see on the timeline at the top. But then in the 79th minute, he's done it again. Mariba has scored another goal. So Silva and Mariba are just scoring shed loads of goals for us. Put us 2-0 up, we're thinking pretty comfortable. They did pull one back in the 87th minute to make it a nervy finish to the game. Still though, 3 points against Bayern Munich is absolutely ideal for us, really. One of the teams that you'd really expect us to be losing to, and we come away with a 2-1 win. As you can see, Silva with a 7.2, but Angelino was actually man of the match with a 7.4 from left back. So it's an unbelievable result for us, which actually comes off the back of a pretty disappointing draw to Wolfsburg. So we drew 1-1 with them. Andre Silva with the penalty. It's a poor result, really. Bayern Munich win, though, puts us right back in the mix. Tied at the top with Wolfsburg, actually, who we drew with, on 10 points. So it puts us that point ahead of Bayern Munich and a point ahead of Dortmund at this point as well. I think they actually lost 5-3 in their last game. Let's have a look at what their last game was. 4-3, sorry, to Leverkusen. So we're actually in a fantastic position. Only 4 games in, but to beat Bayern Munich early on is just amazing. Looking at our schedule again then, we've got some Champions League games coming up. What we'll probably do is we'll come back for this Man United game and we'll have a live con game. Manchester United in the Champions League. We've been listed as 500 to 1 outsiders for the Champions League. It shows just how difficult this save actually could be, but we're going to give it our best shot. Hopefully we can pick up some more surprise results like we did against Bayern Munich. But yeah, if you're enjoying the series so far, make sure to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel already, smash the subscribe button. The support is really appreciated. But we will see you next time for a Champions League evening against Manchester United.